My name is Vicki Mizel, and it's my pleasure to disseminate this information with you. My uncle got Alzheimer's about 20 years ago. In order to be able to help him, I had to figure out a way to get the memory system that I'd been working with to work with Alzheimer's people. When a brain is short-circuiting, the message signals change the way we're able to take in information and the way we're able to hold information. They can't cue themselves, but you can cue them and they will remember. So I'll give you a quick example. Many years ago, I was working at the Alzheimer's Family Center in San Diego, and there was a lovely man named Bert. And every day, Bert would say to the nurse, "Excuse me, lovely miss, could you tell me when is my wife coming to pick me up?" This was a daycare center. And she'd say, "Oh, Bert, your wife will be here at 4:30. And he'd say, "Thank you very much," and he'd run. And a few minutes later, he'd get up and he'd say, "Oh, miss, excuse me, could you tell me, please, when is my wife coming to pick me up?" And it would be like this 25 times an hour, you know, and she's like, "Bert, oh." So she came to me, she said, "Vicki, help, help, what can we do?" So I said, okay, here's the thing. When you can see an image in your mind, now Bert can't, if I said to Bert, "See the clock on the wall at 4:30, there's no recognition of a clock on the wall for an Alzheimer's patient, especially in second and third stages. But if I say, "Bert, I remember the Opera House in Minsk that you talked about. And in the Opera House in Minsk, there's a big clock. Remember the big clock?" "Yeah, I love the clock." Can you imagine? Now, this is your imagination. Remember, like a Disney cartoon. Remember Disney? You know, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse. Oh, yeah, okay. You imagine taking the hand of the clock and you're turning it to 4:30. He said, "Oh, in my mind?" He said, "Yeah, so let's do it together." So when you're having them do a physical action, okay, with the inner vision, which they still have in their mind, and a connection where there's a interactive touching, all of a sudden you've encoded the information now in a different way. So then we repeated it a couple of times, and then after that, Bert would say, "Excuse me, miss, would you like to meet my wife? She'll be here today, 4:30. Alzheimer's people are extremely attuned to body language, tone, facial expression. In the same way, their instincts are very high. They might not have the words, but they look at your face and if they see a warm smile, they relax. If they hear a soft tone, they feel ease. When they see your face struggling for them to get a word out, it makes them more anxious. And I think as individual human beings, whether we're just regular or Alzheimer's people, we all respond to touch and care and nourishment and nourishing and love. And I think that's really the theme. So I thank you so much for being here. This, as you can see, is my pleasure. Thank you.